I'm Zy6 and you're watching episode 2 of the Rank Up series. If you haven't seen episode 1 yet, I'd suggest going back and watching that first. Link will be in the description. This episode is designed for gold players, but no matter what rank you are, there will be a ton of helpful tips in here for you. So without any further delay, let's get into the video. For the sake of this video, I analysed 50 3v3 and 2v2 gold replays. I also went out and asked some gold players what they would like advice on most. So I'm going to break this video down in sections on things that I think gold players need to work on. So one of the first things I noticed was a lot of players had camera settings that were less than ideal. Now I did cover camera settings in episode 1, so go back and watch that if you want to hear me talk about camera settings in more detail. But for the sake of this episode, I will leave my camera settings up on screens. In the examples I'm showing here, you can see how the player's car almost goes completely out of view. That is partly down to the camera distance and the stiffness, so play around with the settings and see how each one affects your view. You must also be comfortable using ball cam, otherwise you'll find yourself making mini adjustments to keep up with the ball. This will make it harder to read the game and ultimately you'll miss more. The second thing I noticed was shooting consistency. Players would tend to rush the shot and end up missing it, and a simple way to score easy shots is to take your time. Now let me explain further. With this shot, the player should take a light touch. Having more control over the ball will make it a lot easier to score this open goal, but because he comes in too fast, he hits it wide. Now in the replays I watched, this happened many times in gold, when players would just quickly rush the ball and hit it away when they had time to take control and get a good shot. In the rare occurrences that I did see a player take their time, 9 times out of 10 it would result in a goal. You want to make sure you take your time when you're not under pressure from an opposing player, and you can freely take the ball and create a shooting opportunity. And I've designed a training pack for gold players that will help you get consistent at shooting. But we will go through that later in the video, so make sure you keep watching to the end. At the start of this video, I explained that I reached out to gold players to find out why they struggle to get out of gold. Although at first it may seem like they were struggling for totally different reasons, it all actually comes down to 2 fundamental aspects of the game: positioning and rotation. Players' rotations would be too wide or they would go too far forward and they would leave themselves in an awkward position. And yes, you could blame the mistake on your shot accuracy, lack of mechanical ability or your recoveries, but it's realising that your bad positioning is what led you to be in that situation in the first place. A few simple tips I can give you is never dive in if you're the last player back. Always rotate behind the play and to the back post. Far too many times I see players rotating into the play and to the front post. Doing this is what leaves you in a bad position and then makes it awkward for you. And you need to make sure that you drive across the goal, as driving down the middle of the goal will put you in a bad position, which means you will need to make a sharp turn to clear the ball. Here's another example. In this clip, the other team clear it and the defending player rotates back to goal at their near post. If they had rotated to the back post, they would have found themselves in a better position and it would have made the clear a lot easier. Before we get into the training pack, I just want to say if you're enjoying the video, then please hit that like and subscribe button. You can find the code for this training pack on the right hand side or in the description of the video. I reached out to some gold players to help me with this training pack to test it, so if you want to be a part of my future videos, then make sure you follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Shot 1 is designed to basically slow you down. It's really good practice for catching the ball and carrying it on top of your car. Now, one important tip I can give you here is that once you catch the ball and it's on top of your car, you want to take ball cam off, because as you see here, when ball cam is on, your camera view kind of goes all over the place. So when you have ball cam off, it keeps the camera looking directly ahead at all times, which is very helpful in any dribbling situation. Shot 2 is designed to help with your aerial consistency. Now the one thing you don't want to do is drive at the ball here and then jump up and hit it. The idea of this shot is to aerial straight away. This will help you with basic car control when in the air. And then of course the better you get at this, the more difficult you can make it for yourself. Shot 3 is basic shooting consistency. Now this is something that you want to be able to hit in time and time again. So you just want to keep replaying the shot over and over until you can consistently hit the shot in. I noticed in the gold replays I watched that players would miss these shots all the time, so it's something you want to practice as much as you can. Now with shot 4 you would think that you would hit it like this, but what I want you to practice here is I want you to practice chipping the ball up and then hitting it after. If you can get good at this shot, then you'll find yourself scoring a lot more goals, because the goalkeeper will never expect this shot and they will fall for it every time. One thing you must get good at if you want to rank up is you need to be able to boom the ball clear. So shot 5 is perfect for practicing that. So once again, keep doing this shot until you can boom the ball down the field consistently. With shot 6 we are back to dribbling, but this time it's more difficult. Due to the timer, the ball is not allowed to touch the ground, so you have to catch the ball and you have to dribble it all the way to the goal. Now of course the one thing you want to imagine here is that there is a goalkeeper, so you want to practice some sort of flick. Now the simplest flick that you can do is a simple double jump, and you'll be surprised at how well this works. So you want to make sure that you practice how to catch the ball, and then you can move on to practicing how to carry the ball. You want to have ball cam on before you catch the ball, and then you want to turn off ball cam when you have control of the ball. This will make the dribble a lot easier. So my advice here is to keep practicing each step until you can get it all the way. Now if you find a double jump flick easy, then you can always start adding other flicks to your arsenal. But just take your time with this shot, keep practicing it, and I guarantee that you'll perfect it. Shot 7 looks a lot easier than what it actually is, because not only do you need to hit the ball hard, you need to hit it high in the goal. Hitting the ball too low will make it an easy save for the goalie, but on the flip side you don't want to hit it too high. So keep practicing the shot until you can hit it with consistency, and then as you improve, you can then start improvising. Shot number 8 is very similar to shot 3, so keep practicing this shot until you can score the goal every time. Perfecting shots like these will improve every aspect of your shooting, so keep practicing the timing of this shot and try to hit it into one of the 4 corners. Then once you can do that consistently, as with every shot in this pack, try to be creative with it. Now you may find this shot difficult, and if you do, the first thing you want to do is practice jumping off the wall without the ball. Just get in the habit of driving up the wall, jumping out and then flipping. Then once you've practiced that a few times, you can then try hitting the ball off the wall, jumping out to it and then hitting it into the goal. One thing you want to get good at is how to time your second flip. So after you jump off the wall, you don't want to flip at the ball straight away. You want to delay it slightly. Just keep practicing and I guarantee you'll get the hang of it. In some cases, it's better to fake the shot altogether. If the defender comes out to block it, you can just then catch the ball and take it around the goalie. For those of you that stay to the end of the video, I have a bonus tip for you. When I was watching the replays, I noticed that a lot of goal players seem to hit the ball out into dangerous areas. In moments like this, it's better to not hit the ball. If you find that just letting it go past you will be more favourable, in this example, letting this ball go past you to your goalkeeper will be a lot more effective than you hitting it out to the other team. But that brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching as always, and until next time.